Welcome to my channel. This is simply me enjoying life with a smile. So, I didn't find nothing in that good, which is okay. So I'll check next week on Dollar Day. So let me tell y'all this, and I don't know if it's gonna make it in this video or if I'm gonna have to do a part 2 or just do it tomorrow. So, at the beginning of May, I bought a car. As you know, in my old videos, I didn't have a car. There's a guy who fixes cars and sell cars. He's well known. And I bought a car, and then like 2 weeks later, I went to get another key because he only gave me one key, and he only gave me one key. And I don't know if it was during that time or before that time. I realized that this key was it was like it had to have to come with a push button. The key I got did not have the push button, the buttons on the actual key. So I was like, this is like one of those things where you got to have, like, I call it a fob. So I go to get a key made at Lowe's, and that's when they told me, because the key will only open the door, the one that they made me, there was like, there's a chip in this key. And I thought about it, and I knew it because I just remembered, I noticed that there was no way for me to put the key in to open the door on my other doors. So long story short, the guy who I bought the car from asked him if he can take care of it. He can do it if I get the key from Amazon. Got the key from Amazon. Battery was half dead. The company gave me some of the money back. I would never deal with them again. He couldn't do it, so he gave me the number to, is that like red or green? Okay, that's red. He gave me the number to a guy that he uses. Called the guy. The guy could not make it to me. He asked me to come, if I could come to him. And that was about May 13th. I'm trying to remember because my phone is home on the charger, so I can't look at it. Go to his house. He has this big old van that has the business name on it, blah, blah, blah. Open up the van, and it's like loaded with all these keys and fobs and machines and stuff. So it's legit. So I asked him how he learned it. He's from Jamaica. He said YouTube. And, you know, he's talking to me about the keys and the different things, and the key that I got, the key fob I got. He was like, you know what, this company, they're changing things up, and, you know, he was like, he was having issues with it working. So he was like, you know what, they sent this key, but they have it hard for us to try to do whatever. You know, he's just going on about it because we're acting crazy. It would work, and then it would reset itself not to work, and then it'll work, and then it'll reset itself not to work. Eventually it did stop working. So yeah. And then, of course, I had to learn, because this is my first time ever having one. With these type cars, after taking it to somebody else because it was taking him too long to get the battery, he said what it does is when you hit the button, it unlocks one door for safety reasons instead of all the doors, just in case somebody try to rob you. Makes sense. So he was like, okay, so the battery I had was a much thinner battery. So he said he had to go to Amazon and order it. I wish I had my phone with me, but it's charging, because he sent me a voicemail. So I think he said he was going to try to rush it. Well, it took almost 2 weeks, and finally they sent it, but by that time I went someplace else because I needed this to actually work. And, you know, it was like, no problem, I understand. 11:30 that night, I get a text that says, hello, sweetheart, or something. And I was like, no. We're not going to do that. I never respond. I responded to him, I think the next day, asking him if he got the battery, and he said, and that's what he sent me. You could tell he was driving because you can hear by the background. He sent me a voice text telling me that it was in the red, so it was delayed. I think for the next day or two, he was just texting me randomly, good morning, sweetheart, and I would put down, good morning, sir. That right there, he's throwing up red flags. So I was like, okay. So I hadn't heard from him. This was in May. The last conversation we had was May 13th. I get a text saying, good morning, sweetheart. And I always reply back, good morning, sir. He said, I'm still waiting to take you out. So let me rewind. So finally he got there, and he was working with my key, and he realized he needed a battery. And he was telling me that he was married, and he got 10 kids. And when he divorced, he gave his wife everything. He has a driver because he doesn't want to do all this driving. And the driver was, as he was saying that, his driver was walking up, and he said he had worked since 6 o'clock. But his driver, you know, came in wherever he wanted to, and he missed the work. And I'm thinking to myself, at that time I wasn't thinking, like, why didn't you just go and to the jobs? Supposedly he had at 6 o'clock. And he told me his sister told him that and as it's crazy, he was telling me something about his driver, and his sister called, and you can tell it was a female. She asked him something. He said no. He said, I'll call you back, I got a customer. He's like, that's my sister. She always want to know if I cook. I like to cook. And he said his sister told him, Americans are lazy. All you want to do is drink Bud Light and sit down. Bitch, you lie. So, he's telling me, the bragging starts pretty much about the house he's going to get and the dogs and fence and yard, and he's going to make his business bigger and all this other stuff. I can always tell when someone is bragging and lying. So, okay. So then he looks at me. He goes, are you dating? I said, no. He said, don't have anyone? I said, no. I just wanted to fix my keys so I can go. So, then I guess I didn't, start the conversation conversate like he wanted me to. So then he was like, I'm gonna make sure I get this bag for you. I'll keep in contact with you, blah, blah, blah. And then, like I said, I left because he couldn't get to work. He had to get the battery from Amazon. And that night he texted me, at 11 something. All right, so fast forward, days went on. This was in the month of May. Last time he texted me was May 13th because I wasn't biting. He texted me out of the blue today. Hello, great morning, sweetheart. I said, good morning, sir. He said, I'm still waiting to take you out. Wouldn't mind this weekend. So I was like, okay. Let me see what he about. Now, I don't know if he don't know this, but I guess he'll learn quick. There'll never be a relationship between me and you. I don't mind talking to somebody and hanging out every now and then. Probably once or twice out of the year, but that's it. So I just want to be entertained. So he says, this weekend great? And I said, yes, tomorrow is fine after 2 o'clock. He said, okay, it would be in the evening. I said, about what time? He said, 5 or 6. And I was like, yeah. He's like, do you have I guess asking me if I had a place that, I wouldn't mind going, or is there things I like or don't like? I told him I'm open. So he said, okay. He was like, what side do you live on again? I want to make this convenient for you. I didn't tell him what side I lived on, but I told him what side of town I don't want to go on, which is his side, because it's a long way over to his house. So then he was like, is it too far? LOL. And I said, yes. He was like, he said, are you someplace or are you busy? And I said, I'm stepping away. You can call me. He calls me. He was like, you don't want to come my side? It's too far? I said, yes. I said, he was like, okay, well, I said, because in the text you said it was convenient for me. Now, mind you forgot what you sent in the text. So, I gotta lose weight, y'all. I don't never realize how fat I am until I try to get in closer. I look at myself. So then, he goes, well, I want to take you to North Charlotte. Y'all, from where I live to Charlotte, that's about 3 hours. We're supposed to be, I guess, meeting up at 5 or 6 to take a 3-hour ride. 1, I don't know you like that. 2, I'm not going to Charlotte. 3, we're meeting up and we're only going to chit-chat for an hour or 2. 4, you got me fucked up. Just saying, I'm trying to stop cussing. So I don't know what kind of women you've been dealing with, but no. Nope. I see this stuff where these guys are taking these girls out and doing all this stuff, and they can't get back home or whatever because the girls won't give them sex. I'm old school to my heart, and this is just not in the book of the old school. So he was like, okay, I'm willing to meet him halfway, but we're not going to leave the state. We're going to still be within town. So I will meet him halfway, even come up a little closer to where he's at, a little closer. So and I did tell you that he had a driver, and I remember after he told me that, I was talking to my mechanic about something up with my car, my mechanic back home, and I told him, I was like, yeah, the guy, I was telling him about my key and the story about the key. He was like, okay. And I said, the guy said that I had to go to his house to do it, and he said he didn't have a driver, something about not having a driver. No, he didn't. His driver wasn't there, or he needed a driver or something. My mechanic said, that bitch don't have no license. I started laughing. I didn't think about that. But now it was kind of like, dang, that might just be true. So, so tomorrow we're supposed to be, I'll wait for him to text or call me or whatever. So what I'm not going to do is, you're not coming to pick me up. I'm coming to whatever restaurant we're going to. I'm going to be there early, and I'm going to just park at a distance depending on where we're at, because I want to watch and see what's really going on. I'm not taking you home, so whoever gets you there better get you there, because I only came to your house to get my key fixed, and that's it. I'm not coming to your house for nothing else. Yeah. It's crazy because I remember him when he was telling me about the women that he's been dating and the women this and the women that. Like, sir, I heard all this shit before. He was like, yeah. And for some reason, I have a issue with dating women that got body odor. Sir, you don't smell this before you try to get it? That's one thing I will not have. When I was younger, I was a tomboy. And I used to smell like one. Excuse me. I did have a sandwich with cheese on it. I gotta quit this mess. And my grandmother used to fuss at me. And I used to be musty. And she used to fuss at me about it. And I would go and put deodorant on. And she was like, you can't put deodorant on top of funk. Wash your ass. So I had to wash off, right? So that stuck with me. So like if I work out and if I'm musty, that means I didn't put deodorant on, it's hot, and I'm running around and I ain't wash my ass. That you will not ever have me to ever. You will never ever get that from me. I buy my deodorant by 2s and 3s or as much as I can get. And I used to have an addiction to buying soap and body washes, and I didn't do it just for the looks. I did it to wash my ass with. I have a lot. I couldn't tell you. If I buy some now, it's because it looks good. I have a whole bunch. I have so much soap that I haven't bought. When was the last time I really bought some soap? Just because. Now, I still kind of low-key still buy it because sometimes the Dollar Tree sometimes be having the neatest soaps and stuff, and I like them. But to buy like in bulk, 2 or 3 years is the last time I bought them. And that's when you used to get them almost for like $1, even out of the grocery stores. The coupons and stuff, and I'm not a couponer. My soap gonna last me for the next 5, almost 10 years. That's how much soap and body wash I have. I use them. Certain soaps I can't use on a certain part of my body, being a female, so I have the big bottles of Summer's Eve, and they had them on sale at Family Dollar for $2.25, and then they had the 5 for $5 off. I loaded up. I'm not gonna be out here stink. I have no reason. I have soap, I have water, and I have rags. There's no reason for me to be funky. So I don't know why he has that issue. And then on top of that, I've never been this type of person, but I get it every now and then. Perfume and body sprays, I get those from Bath & Body Works. I just got low-key addicted to them. But anyway, that's not here nor there. So yeah, that's one thing we're not going to do, is be funky. I may look a hot mess out in the street, but if I'm talking to somebody or, we go out, which I hadn't had a date in like 10 plus, 15 plus years. I wasn't looking to have a date with anybody, but I want to be entertained with the foolishness so I can have some content for y'all. I'm going to take my phone too. So yeah, where am I going? I really want a smoothie from Smoothie King or wherever. So we're supposed to, I'm going to see what he says tomorrow. So I don't know where we're going. I'm going to pay attention to this transportation thing and see what happens. So yeah. This is a while, but I'm going to see what's going to happen because he got the right one. Ooh, I'm going to get some barbecue. I know the price is going to be expensive, but I'm going to go ahead and spend the money for it. So let me go ahead and go. And I'm probably going to upload this Sunday. And then I will do a part 2 later on that evening. which is tomorrow evening.